Hello, welcome back to Simply the Dime Blog Talk Radio. Again, thank you all for the ones that's tuning in to the show. The time is currently 6:34. I did make a mistake and said today was the 18th. I'm so sorry. My mom had to correct me and say, Erica, you just said it's December the 18th. I apologize. It's December the 19th, guys. So we're about to go ahead and get this interview started. I already gave you all the guest calling number, but for one last time, that's 323-657-1434. We're about to go ahead and get this interview started. So with no longer further ado, we're going to have Ms. Hubbard on the line. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Perfect.
I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time out your schedule to go ahead and do this interview. I really do appreciate it.
No, thank you for even just reaching out to me. I'm happy to be on. I'm looking forward to it. Excited.
Okay, now don't be nervous now. Like I said, it's nothing to be nervous about. We're going to have fun. We're going to crack some jokes and just chill back, relax, and just be you, the beautiful person that you are.
Perfect. I can handle that.
Okay, you can handle it? Okay. All right, well, we're about to go ahead and get started. So I came across your IG page, like I always say. I'm always on Instagram trying to find people, women in particular, that's doing positive things, that has businesses, nonprofit organizations, or even just have an inspirational story, because I feel like, us women are just blowing up when it comes to being entrepreneurs and just going after what we feel is ours. So I came across your page, and actually the name of your movement is what stood out to me before I even started to look through your Instagram. So tell me a little bit about yourself. We know that you're the CEO of Fearless, but who is Melody Hubbard?
Melody Hubbard, well, currently right now I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, but I am a native of Memphis, Tennessee, so that's my home. That's where my heart is. Landed in Nashville by way of Tennessee State University, and so that's where I had to grow up. And business was my field. I landed in human resources. Thankful for my career, but, it's not my passion. It's not my purpose. I know it's not ultimately my final destination and what I'm here for. So I just started seeking more. I started kind of investing in myself. I started reading books. I started going to different things, attaching myself to incredible people, and then I started to discover what my purpose was. I started to ask for it, and then I received it, and I kind of stumbled into speaking, women empowerment, and once I really established my gift, that's when I started doing the women empowerment blogging, and here I am today. So I am looking forward to just finishing out 2014. But 2015 is definitely going to be insane for Fierce Fearless Free. So it's going to be incredible.
I'm looking forward to seeing your growth, through social media. And one thing that you just said that stood out to me is you said passion. Tell me your definition of what passion means. Because, like you said, you worked, you had your degree, you worked, but that wasn't your passion. Tell me what passion is to you.
Passion is that thing that makes you emotional. I talk a lot about establishing your why and establishing what's important to you and what moves you. Passion is what makes you cry. I love what I do. I love my career. I love the field that I'm in as far as business. But my passion, what moves me, what I believe that I actually was put here for, is my passion, and that's speaking into the lives of women. So that thing that moves you to the point where it makes you want to cry even though you're not a crier, that is passion for me.
That's interesting, because I asked you that because everybody has their own definition of what passion is. So tell me, what is Fearless, and what made you start this whole organization?
Okay. So Fierce Fearless Free started or was based around a women empowerment blog. So that's kind of how I started getting out there and just determining who I was. And the whole goal of it is to really just help women or empower women to really live their life fearlessly and to look fierce doing it. So I talk about anything from love, relationships, success, purpose, you name it. Anything that makes the woman incredible, I target on my blog. Another important piece of it is just kind of encouraging women to accept their responsibility to be positive role models. You know, I started seeing the negativity in the media. I started seeing where our young girls were going, and that struck home for me. And so I grouped it all into a blog to where I created a T-shirt movement that represents the commitment of being a positive role model for young girls. So that's why you see a T-shirt movement that has T-shirts for women and young girls. What got me to really, really doing it is the fact that I didn't know what my purpose was. I was stuck, I was lost, I was emotional, and I was in deep prayer and deep meditation trying to figure out what my purpose was because I felt like I didn't have a gift. You know how everybody kind of has that thing that they're good at? Some people sing, some people dance, some people write, but I felt like I didn't have anything. And I prayed about it. I asked God to deliver to me what my gift was, and he told me it was talking. He told me it was speech. He told me it was words. And I was like, okay, so I like to talk, so how am I going to turn it into something powerful? And so I started the blog, led to speaking engagements, now writing, so it's full speed ahead now.
Wow, that's amazing. Congratulations on all your success thus far. And like I said before, I'm looking forward to seeing your progress and your growth in your business. I think it's amazing because you brought God into the picture. And I always say during all my interviews, you know, the guests I have bring up God, how important it is to have God in the midst of everything that you're doing because you can, you know, go years without finding your purpose. And it's kind of just like you're living life day to day, but it's not really meaningful to you. But once you find that purpose and God shows you that, it's like you feel good. Like, I know what I'm here to do. You know, this is my mission, and I'm just going to put my whole heart into it. So I wanted to talk to you about entrepreneurship. You know, you having a business, you being an entrepreneur, have you ever dealt with this term called glass ceilings? And glass ceilings is, I don't know if you know about it, where, you know, it's hard for female entrepreneurs to be entrepreneurs because we have so much negative stigma as far as other people judging us, like, you know, we let our emotions get in the way of things. They feel like we're not really capable of being entrepreneurs. Has there ever been a time where you have been criticized by certain people because you were a female entrepreneur? Like you're not capable of doing certain?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, you know, that's very heavily evident in the corporate environment. So I am still in corporate and been in corporate for 7 years now. So I experienced it there. I experienced it in my own personal business. For some reason, in the mind, a lot of times with males, they find it hard to believe that you can really sit at the table with them. So even if it's not direct criticism, you know, they throw shade, they make their comments, they make it seem like, you know, just sit there and be quiet. But what I have seen in the recent years, you're seeing women that are jumping in there and they are tearing the glass ceiling out. So if never before, I think now is the time for female entrepreneurs to truly step into their greatness and explode, because men are starting to open up their eyes and they're starting to realize that, you know, it's our time, it's our turn, and they're starting to even start seeing how effective we really are. I think the highest number of entrepreneur growth now is based upon the female entrepreneur. So they're seeing it. Numbers do not lie. And a lot of times that's what it takes to see the success, to realize, hey, they're not playing around. So I've experienced it, but we're going to eventually dispel that.
I know that's right. We're going to have our own whole empire. You know, we're going to be the next Beyonce, have our own empire and outdoing these men, not on the bad side. But I just think it's amazing how, I mean, I have interviewed so many women thus far, and women are walking away from their jobs. Like, I'm stepping out on faith. this is something that I want to do. And I'm just like, wow. And just to see how things transition and move is amazing. So on the flip side of things, you know, you have this movement that you're doing. You're blogging. You're doing inspirational speeches. And if I'm not mistaken, you have a precious little baby girl.
I don't have a precious little baby girl. I borrowed a precious little baby girl for a photo shoot, and everybody just thinks she's mine, but she's adorable, and I love her to death.
Oh, see, I thought that was okay. Well, besides that, you know, you're working, you have your business. How do you juggle? Because you being an entrepreneur, I mean, you still have family life, you still have home life, you know, running errands, trying to make sure you're on top of everything. How do you juggle and stay focused?
I may have mentioned it a little earlier, establishing a why. And establishing a strong why, your real why as to why you have to get it done. And my why drives me. My why is why I can stay up days without sleep, why I take naps, and I can do it for days and days and days and never crash. So I can juggle it because it's a burning desire that I have. I'm working. I love my career, and I understand that it's necessary for me right now to ultimately become that entrepreneur, to walk away from my job. So it's necessary, it's not negotiable, and I can't do without it. My business, Spiritual is Free, is my passion, it's my purpose. So not only do, you know, I have that passion and that burning desire, but I have that divine strength that God has given me. The first principle of Spiritual is Free is put God first. And I believe that he's given me supernatural strength. And I feel like he's stretching it 24 hours in a day for me. So I believe, I pray about it, I meditate, and I'm an excellent planner. So the day before, I know exactly what's going to happen in my life the next day. So it's definitely a process, but if it's something you want bad enough, it'll drive you. It'll keep you going.
You're right about that. You're definitely right about that. How do you deal with, you know, women? Let me pause real quick because I kind of got confused on the question I'm trying to ask you. Okay. I have to do that sometimes. I don't know why people think just because I'm a radio host, I don't make mistakes. I do make mistakes, Shaw. I mean, that's the part of life.
Oh, no, that's okay.
No, you're fine. I'm just saying, I know a lot of people, they're like, you know, she's just supposed to be go, 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 go. But how important is it to invest in yourself? How important is that? Because a lot of people don't invest in themselves, especially having a business.
People perish for the lack of knowledge. I didn't make that up. That is the word. And it's always interesting to me that people will invest in things, material things, purses, shoes, waste money on food without thinking about it. But when it comes to really investing in themselves and bettering themselves, they're more hesitant, they're skeptical. But I think that's what separates very, very successful people and your everyday person is that they are investing in themselves. They're purchasing books, they're purchasing the programs, they're investing in coaches, they're investing in events. So I definitely think if you really want to step into your greatness, you have to equip yourself with the tools and the resources to position yourself as an expert. I advise people, like, never take advice from anybody you wouldn't trade places with. And you wouldn't trade places with an individual that's not progressive, that's not cultivating their mind and their spirit, and they just don't have the tools and the research or the knowledge to really help you. So before I invest in anything that won't take me, you know, from year to year and build a legacy, I'll buy a book in a heartbeat. You know, I ask for, you know, book gift cards, and that's the new me. That's the me that realized that in order to really, really change my assets, I had to change my mindset. So that is key to be successful at anything, no matter what it is that you aspire to be.
You're right about that. You're right about that. So make sure y'all invest in yourself, invest in your future and your present, because, you know, my mom always used to tell me that all the time, but I really didn't understand what she meant by that. You know, like, Erica, when you get money, just don't buy food. You know, do something that you're investing yourself with. Do something positive for yourself. So That's very important. Now, on IG and social media, we don't know the person. We just know what we see. And you having your movement, what is some of the things that people don't see, the behind the scenes?
A lot of times people see me doing the very, very cutesy stuff. But one thing you have to understand as an entrepreneur, there is a lot of grind that happens behind the scene that you just don't post. So there are a lot of times, that I'm working, I'm writing, I'm tired, I'm stressed, or trying to think of, what am I going to do next? How can I impact a life? And that's the grind or the grunt part that people typically do not see, but it exists. And I try to be very transparent with my followers because I really want them to know Melody Hubbard and realize that there is an individual behind the brand. So usually, even when I'm speaking or I'm training, I tell the truth. I want you to know that success is a journey. It's not a destination. It's a process. It's a struggle, and struggle not in a bad way, but you have to struggle to get your story, to get the testimony so that you can help somebody else. So there is a lot of tears and emotion that happens behind the scene, but it is so worth it. And like I said, my business makes me emotional, and I'm not even an emotional person. So that's why I know I'm properly aligned in purpose.
That's amazing. Before we get into the next question I have for you, we have a caller on the line. So if your last four digits is 5833, again, that's 5833, just say your name. And if you have a comment or question, go ahead and ask Ms. Hubbard. Okay, so we're about to go ahead and enter you into the call.
Okay.
Hello? Hello? Okay. Well, I guess that person just probably was just tuning in. So you talked about fear, and fear is such a bad thing when it comes to dreams. In my opinion, like when you have dreams, I mean, it's okay for you to have a little bit of fear because you just don't want to walk into anything thinking that, I can do this and, am I saying it right? No. You don't want to walk into a situation. Yeah, you don't want to walk into a situation and not think about the big picture. And you just being too optimistic. My mom always say you always want to, look at the good and bad in things. But at the same time, when you have fear, it prevents you from doing certain things. So talk about how important it is to overcome certain fears because it can hinder you from doing a lot of things that you would want to do.
And you're absolutely right. Fear will hold you back and have you to the point where you never do anything. I've had my vision and my purpose for a very long time now. But Fearless Free the blog has only been around since February 2014. I slept on my vision, on my purpose, not because God didn't tell me what to do, but because of fear. And I think about what I missed out on. I think about opportunities I passed up. I think about where Fearless Free really could be right now if I had just decided to just do it. So I encourage people to don't let fear sit you down because at the end of the day, each and every last one of us have a purpose. And if you didn't have a purpose, then, you wouldn't be here anymore. And you can miss an opportunity and you can miss a blessing. And it's so worth it to try and fail again, to not do it at all because you'll never know. There's a whole lot of people that reach the end of their life and they're thinking about the shoulda, coulda, wouldas and how they could have overcome fear. So I'd rather be scared to death, and catch my blessing than to not do it all and be comfortable and forever be miserable or feel like I'm not fulfilled. So sometimes you just got to do it. And I'm happy that I finally said enough is enough. I know I'm supposed to be doing more. I said, forget fear. I'm scared now. As I enter 2015, I have a lot ahead of me, a lot of engagements, first-time event to death, but I'm looking forward to it because I know it's going to get me to the next level. So there's light at the end of the tunnel, and it is a dark tunnel and it's a scary tunnel, but you will be amazed on how rewarding it is if you just do it.
That was a large piece of meat right there, a large piece of meat. And you're so right. You hit so many pinpoints with your response, and whew, I'm just taking everything that you said in, and you kind of hit home for even being an entrepreneur, at times you still deal with fear, and you still like, should I really do this? Or, I feel like giving up. And I noticed that sometimes there's a lot of self-doubt, because you don't even sometimes look at yourself like you're capable of doing certain things. Like, no, I'm not capable of doing this. So I'm glad that you talked about fear. When did you start Fierce and Fearless Free? When did you start that movement?
I started Fierce Fearless Free. It initiated with a blog. So the blog actually went up in December, but fear kept it a secret until February 2014. So I finally said, I'm going to do this February 2014. And ever since that moment, the blog has just started getting readers. People start sharing. People start liking. I was like, okay, this has to be bigger than a blog. This has to be a movement, and everybody has to know about it. Maybe a couple months ago, I started creating this marketing campaign for the T-shirts, and that was to really create awareness about it and really spark the movement. So it's been a little under a year. And it's growing fast, and I just cannot wait to see everything that's going to happen to me in the next few months.
Wow. Talk about how hard it is, because when you put yourself out there, sometimes you don't get the response and the feedback that you would want to get, and sometimes it can kill your spirit. You're so amped up because this is your baby, and you're ready to expose it, and you're like, yeah, I'm ready, and you put it out there, and it's kind of like, hold on, wait, what's going on? Talk about the beginning stages and how to not allow that to stop you.
Oh, you just have to keep going. Entrepreneurship will make you really see some stuff about yourself and the people that are around you. Because when I first started Fierce Fearless Free, I was posting, blogging my heart out. People weren't liking, sharing, or doing anything. But what you have to understand is usually the person or the group of people that's going to explode your business, you have not even met them yet. And if you quit, you will never, ever make the connection, and you just missed your blessing. Usually, a lot of people in our circle, we mistake the people that we're connected to, especially on social media, as our true friends and supporters. That's not always the case. Sometimes they're imposters, sometimes they're spectators. But the person you are looking for is looking for you, and if you quit, they will never, ever find you. So I just kept going. I kept going until I connected to people that wanted to hear and genuinely wanted to be a part of my movement. Then I created a success circle. You got to get around some yes people, some successful people, some driven people, because those are the people that's going to keep you going. There's no way you can get in a room full of women especially that are hyped up, excited, 6- and 7-figure income earners, excellent in their fields, experts, and there's no way that you can quit if you're around so much success. So definitely create this success circle and just keep doing it until you find the person that's looking for you.
Girl, you just on the ball with these answers. You like just throwing them like it is what it is, just doing it. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't even mad at you. I guess that comes with you doing your speeches. You're just able to just flow like that. I love it. What advice would you give a young woman that wants to start a business or pursue a certain career?
Write the vision, make it plain. Know what your vision is, where you want to go, what your goals are before you get started. If you start something without any direction, you will be ignorant, on fire, go nowhere fast. You will be like that mouse on the wheel that's just running, busy, but not being productive. And I found myself doing that early on, not being clear, doing a whole bunch of stuff, but doing nothing. So I encourage you to write your goals out, write your vision, before you get started. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to know that you're at A, you want to get to Z. You don't have to know everything else in between. Another thing that, I would encourage you to do is find people that are doing what you want to do, that have already been successful at it. See what they're doing, emulate their behavior, not steal their business or steal what they're doing, but learn what's working for them, what makes them successful, what makes them great, and just follow their behavior and follow suit. If they did it, then you can do it too. Last but not least, I would say definitely get a mentor and a coach. Get somebody that has your best interests at heart. You have the things in common. They're very knowledgeable. Some people invest into a coach. I invested into a business coach. Great decision, because this individual is tied to me financially. So my business is like their business. So definitely find a coach and a mentor that'll groom you and help you to grow. So have the faith. I believe in God. I believe that's what's keeping me going. Put in the work and be patient, because it is a process. It's not going to happen overnight. Well, at least for most people, it doesn't happen overnight. So be patient once you put in the work and once you have the faith.
Yeah, you're right. Again, only thing I can keep on saying is you're right. That's amazing. You're right. So I want to ask you, who anchors you through life? Because you did talk about having a support system. And I'm not talking about, friends of yours, but, friends of yours, but your personal life. Who anchors you? Who keeps you grounded and rooted? Because besides God, because it's times where you get worried, you just want to throw in the towel, just your hands. So who anchors you?
Well, I have a very, very strong mother. Like when I say she has always driven me, she's always inspired me. She's a huge supporter, but she's also very real in the fact that she keeps me grounded. She's honest with me. She lets me know when there's things I need to improve on. She grounds me. I talk to her several times a day. I don't miss a day. She doesn't let me miss a day, and I don't want to miss a day, because she's very successful in her field, so she encourages me. I created a success circle. When I say I really had to take a season of separation from, some of the people in my old circle, in my old environments, because they didn't support me. They weren't encouraging me. They weren't giving me positive feedback. They were saying I couldn't do it. So I had to get around some people that believed in me. So I maintained relationships with people from networking events, whatever event I went to, whatever conference, I made sure I was connecting with those people and forming genuine relationships to where I stayed in the zone because I was around incredible people. I will say this. I have two best friends that have supported me no matter what I was doing. They might not even understood it, but the text messages, the positivity, I made sure everything in my environment was positive. And if it wasn't, I eliminated it from social media, from TV, from radio, negative zones. And so that kept me grounded throughout this whole process.
Wow. And that's amazing. People don't understand that you having toxic friendships, relationships can really drain you, but also affect certain things that you're trying to do, because it's just always negativity. And that's just, it's stressful, just to be around people that is not happy every time you talk to them. It's always the problem. They call you. It's always this is going on, and it's nothing like, hey, girl, how you doing? So I definitely can relate to you on that. Now, with fierce and fearless, why I keep on? It's such a tongue twister for me.
It is. Fierce, fearless, free. I say it slow.
Yeah, let me try that. Fierce, fearless, free movement. You have a VIP list. What is your VIP list, and what are the benefits of joining it?
My VIP list is my exclusive email list. This is where you get all the free stuff. I send out, newsletters. I send out training videos, tips and tricks, success, love, whatever you can possibly think of that will make you a fierce woman. I send it out, and so they get first access to everything. They get freebies. They get everything that's going on in my life, where I am. If I learn something, I share with my VIP list. So it's definitely a perk to be on it. Product discounts. I have a lot of stuff that's getting ready to hit the market in the next month, in the next few weeks. So you definitely want to be on the VIP list, because you want it either for free or for very, very low cost. So I encourage you to do that because as I step into 2015, I am going to be on fire to where I'm giving it all. I'm laying it out there on the table, and you want to be a part of it. So I encourage anybody that's listening right now to go to fiercefearlessfree.com and click on the link for a VIP mailing list and get on the list, and you'll get a free download instantly as soon as you subscribe to the mailing list.
Wow. Well, I already got my free download. So I subscribed to the VIP list. So tell me, what are some of the upcoming events that you have for 2015? Because you've just been talking about 2015. I want to know what's going on. What you got going on in 2015? Put me in. Plug me. What's the plug?
Well, I'll give you a few things. I'll at least fill you in on January. Again, get on the VIP list, and you'll know everything that's going on for those of you that are not. But I do have, an inspirational program that's getting ready to come out in January, the 3F formula. It's going to be a step-by-step guide that's going to help you to unleash your fierce factor. So that's going to help you to really step into your future and step into the future you. January the 17th, I am in Nashville, Tennessee. So I am going to be one of the speakers at the National Women Expo and Women Empowerment Expo, January 17th. I'm hitting Memphis, Tennessee. That is my hometown. I'm excited about it. So January 6th, I'm going to have a power call. That's going to help you really to go from, hey, I have a vision. I want to do well in 2015. Here's how you do it. So that's going to get you amped up to really do what you need to do in 2015. But on January the 24th, we're going to have a vision board party. But it's not your typical vision board party. We're going to take you from the vision board to the accomplishment board. So it's going to take you from your vision board to your vision. So these are events that if you are anywhere near Tennessee, you need to get there. Because I guarantee you, I'm going to give you all of Melody Hubbard. I'm going to be transparent, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I've been doing to help me to get where I am today. So, and I'm linking up with some other powerful women, too, in the area. So you definitely want to be a part of it.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you. Now, I have to pick your brain before we go ahead and end this call because your responses are so good. Real quick, I want you to discuss or tell me if you have had this problem or situation and how you handled it. A lot of times, you being an entrepreneur, people want to network with you. They want to work with you. They see you're doing something positive. They want to jump on the bandwagon. But talk about people in their hidden motives. It's not that they really want to help you. It's that they really see that you're being successful in what you're doing, and they want to get the juice of things. Right. How do you deal with that, and how do you pick up on certain key signs?
I think a lot of times you do feel it, just like you feel it with friendship in your personal life. You feel when someone is really not 100% with you. So I go a lot on intuition on when I network with people. I make notes on business cards based on how I feel even talking to that person. Again, I'm all about forming genuine relationships with people. But also, I like to form relationships with people that have something in common with me. They have common goals, and they're properly aligned with what I'm trying to do. So if there is somebody with a business or something that I don't think will help me to grow and we can grow together, I won't even take it on. I have people writing me to do different projects, and I turn them down because, one, I have a positive image. Fearless Free is positive, it's genuine, it's humble, and we really do care about the well-being of other women. And it's not really about the money. I was blogging and doing events and speaking unpaid for a very long time because I'm passionate about it. So I encourage people, people that are moving real fast talkers, they're not taking the time to really get to know you, your movement, and what you're about. You need to be wary of that. Because usually you can tell when somebody is salesy, you can tell when somebody is riding the bandwagon, because usually they don't have anything to offer. And if you don't have anything to offer, how is this a mutually beneficial relationship? So you're going to have to start asking yourself questions, especially as you start to make more money, be more successful, get more fame. What is it that they're looking for in me? How did they find me? And you just start really getting to know people and talking outside of work and talking outside of business. And that's what I started doing, really meeting people and getting to know people. Because when people have bad intentions, they won't stick around. They're moving fast to the next person that's vulnerable. and that's not Melody Hubbard or Fierce Fearless Free.
That's it. You heard it. She said that's not her, y'all, and that's not her movement. So if you with it, you're not genuine, you might as well just X yourself out. Don't even waste your time on sending no email or nothing, because she's going to check you out. She's going to talk to God about it. She's like, Lord, is this sincere? You say no, then that's a done deal. But before we go ahead and end this interview, just go ahead and shout out your social media pages, your website, and how people can connect with you.
Definitely, I'm always on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram at Fierce Fearless Free. Facebook, you can look up my Facebook fan page, Fierce Fearless Free. Twitter, Melody, MELODYL Hubbard, HUBBARD. And what I'm going to do tonight, for everybody that's listening, I'm going to give away a free T-shirt, maybe even a couple T-shirts to anybody that joins my VIP mailing list at FierceFearlessFree.com and follow me on Instagram at FierceFearlessFree. I'm going to randomly pick a couple people and give out T-shirts. So I definitely appreciate anybody that's listening tonight. I definitely welcome you to be a part of the Fierce Fearless Free movement.
Wow, that's amazing. My mom just told me while you was shouting out your social media page, she said, I really enjoyed it. I really liked her. She was on fire.
Thank you, Mama.
You keep on doing what you're doing. I enjoyed you. I would love to have you on the show again in 2015. I know you're going to come with it. I would love to network with you as well. But thank you so much for taking the time out your schedule to go ahead and do this interview. I enjoyed you, and you have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much for just finding me.
God works in mysterious ways.
He does. He does. Thank you so much, and have a happy holiday.
You do the same. Thank you guys for tuning in to Simply the Don Blog Talk Radio. Again, these interviews are recorded. Even though we're live on air, you can always go back and listen to them. 2014 has been an amazing year for me with Simply the Don. It has had its ups and downs, but overall, I enjoy what I do. I enjoy talking to women, listening to their stories, because I don't even know how many people I had on the show. I think I had about 2 men on the show, but overall I had a lot of women on the show. And just to hear people's, different backgrounds, coming from different backgrounds, pursuing their dreams and their careers, it just motivates me even more. So y'all have a wonderful Friday. Turn up, but be safe, okay, out on the streets. Again, thank you guys for tuning in to Simply Don Radio, and we'll be back next week.